Welcome to Comm in 10, the official podcast of the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. We bring you a fast-paced 10-minute spotlight on the voices, stories, and projects shaping journalism, media, and communication on our campus. 10 minutes, one story, all Maverick.
Hi, and welcome back to Comm in 10, University of Nebraska at Omaha School of Communication podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Heather Hundley.
And I'm Jodine Brownlee, a co-host and also a lecturer in the School of Communication.
Great. So with us today, we have Maddie Hagan. Maddie is a senior undergraduate in the School of Communication. One of the things I found very interesting about Maddie is that she is a child welfare advocate. Please tell us what that means. What do you do?
Yes. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Maddie speaking, and thank you for having me here today. So being a child welfare advocate, what do I not do? So little background. So I have various years of lived experience in multiple child welfare systems, everywhere from adoption to being a state ward. So I bring my lived perspective and my lived expertise to various forefronts of child welfare. And so a little bit about what I do. So organizations hire me, various organizations in nonprofit and residential spaces, and they hire me because of my lived experience. And I do everything from curriculum development to on-site. Sometimes I fly out to the sites, their locations, and do reviews of the on-site reviews to see, from my perspective, to see if the youth are being adequately served and also ensuring that we're using best practices when serving young people. So of course, using my lived experience, but also having research. I also work at the Juvenile Justice Initiative here on campus, housed in the criminology department, and different professionals everywhere from police officers to probation officers. They come and get accredited through this program through the Juvenile Justice Initiative, and I do trainings and interventions with them, like I said, to teach them best practices, different models and research that I've collected along with my colleagues, and share this perspective with them so they can move forward with best practices with youth.
Oh, Maddie,
Wow.
That's amazing. That work is invaluable to so many people. So I know you take a lot of your messages to the national,
Yes.
on the national level, and you work with child care services and foster care. And so what do you do there, and how can you advocate for them, for all these folks on that broader stage?
That's a great question. So I have the privilege of working for the Association of Children in Residential Care. It's ACRC. It's an international organization, actually. I like to think of it as like a big collective of different organizations, but also researchers, everyone is involved to ensure that young people are being treated fairly and adequately. And we have a conference every year, housed in these states, either everywhere from Boston to Chicago. I had the opportunity to go to Phoenix, and we have this conference, and I get to speak as a change agent with a collective of other lived experts. And we give, I guess, the word's escaping me. When you go to conferences, I'm sorry.
Presentations.
Yeah, Yes, we give presentations to the whole broader spectrum of ACRC, sharing our perspective. And ACRC very much values lived experience. They, no one knows the system better than those who have lived it, right?
Makes sense, absolutely.
And so ACRC wants to ensure that when we are coming to spaces about young people and families, that they're in those rooms. And so, I give trainings, but also I got the opportunity to be a keynote speaker. So I got to speak from my perspective to the whole broader. It was about 600 people, a lot of heads in that room.
Where was that at, Maddie?
This was last year in Boston. So I got the opportunity in Boston to speak to the whole general ACRC population. I also get the opportunity to help plan the conferences and just to ensure that youth are at the forefront in every aspect with child welfare.
Wow, that's amazing. So you'd mentioned that you were adopted and that
Yes.
you're a product from the foster care
Yes.
system.
Yeah.
Is that what my question is, like, how did you get involved in this.
Yes.
So obviously it was from your own experiences, but then you had to do some reach out of like, what can I do?
Yes, it was a little bit of what can I do and a little bit of should I say, you can do this. I had the confidence. I was, as a young person, living in my home growing up before going to Boys Town, I was very just meek and just a small person, small physically, but inside. Like my mentalities were small. I didn't have confidence instilled in me. Then going to Boys Town, that really just turned my whole life around. And I kind of grew into a person, and my family teachers actually told me, you should run for mayor of Boys Town. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's crazy. And my family teacher, Kyle, is like, you're going to run for mayor of Boys Town. So with that, I obviously campaigned, and I got elected the 121st mayor of Boys Town.
Wow,
and with that,
excellent.
thank you so much. And with that, I got to serve not only my peers, but people of my town. These are people that I lived with. These were people that I saw every day in the home, at school. And so I got to advocate for them on a community level. And this kind of just instilled in me that I can change the way that people look at young people and the way that systems react to young people. And with after that, I just kind of got swirled into this world of advocacy. And then I was like, a communications degree would be amazing, obviously. Like, it's great to say all these things, but if you can't communicate effectively to the person that you're trying to convince, then it's futile. So, that's kind of where I am now. And
You totally get it. I so appreciate that. Wow, what about Mayor of Omaha, Maddie? Maybe someday. Sounds pretty good. So where are areas, and I know that this is so much longer than a 10-minute conversation.
Right.
We could talk on the national stage, but if we could bring it back even to Nebraska, do you work much with Nebraska in this area? And where are areas that we could improve upon for our youngsters?
Yes, I think just initially, like on a broader perspective, I think there has to be more empathy for young people. I think that a lot of people look at the children within the system as opposed to the system that children are in, so what they are being reacted to. And I think that there has to be more empathy for these kids are struggling, and what can we do to ensure that they are being equipped with the resources so that they don't end up in places like probation and places like being on the streets and the homeless population and stuff like that. But I think just more like empathy is the biggest thing. And then on, I guess, more minute, I think that obviously access to resources. We say a lot of times we look at, like I said, the cause, we look at the effect as opposed to the cause. So I think that there needs to be more intentionality with ensuring that young people have equitable access to resources, especially in the state of Nebraska. And that's something that we very much are kind of lacking on. So.
All right. Real quick, because Jodine has one more question after me. What advice might you give to somebody interested in fostering a child?
Yes.
Best advice, yeah.
Best advice. I think when you are fostering a child, obviously you want to do good, right? That's obvious. That's obvious. But I think that something that foster parents need to ensure is that you're taking care of yourself as well. You cannot fill anyone else's cup unless your own cup is filled. Yeah. And so that means from a resource standpoint, from a mental standpoint, from a financial standpoint, all of those things you need to ensure that those are taken care of before you accept a young person into your life.
Great advice. Great.
Really is good advice. Something a lot of folks might not think about, but what are your next steps? Where do you see yourself going from here?
Oh, where don't I see myself?
You're graduating in May.
Yes, I'm graduating in May. I'm currently looking in the process of applying to master's programs. So that'd be awesome if I get into that. I do want to obviously stay in the world of advocacy. My ultimate goal is to work in the world of policy, because I think it's great to like be in a room and talk to people, but I think it's another thing to have, policies and legislation to ensure those things are being taken care of. And so, I just hope to change the system for young people and make it better make it better than where I came from in the system.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And thank you for listening to Comm in 10. Please join us on our social media. Come to the School of Communication website and you'll find our socials.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening to Comm in 10, a production of the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. New episodes drop every other week, so be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And don't forget to follow the School of Communication on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube for the latest episodes and behind-the-scene updates.